Okay, for number three, first thing you want to do is you want to be comparing like the short side to the other short side. And it's not entirely obvious, but it seems to be that the 77 and the 21, they seem to be shorter. And then if you compare that to like this 11x plus 11 and this 30, those by comparison seem to be longer. So you always want to compare the short of one to the short of another and the long of one and the long of another. So short of the first to short of the second, long of the first, long of the second. Okay. And alternatively, you can do it different. And we could call that like short of the first to long of the first. Compare that to short of the second and long of the second. So I'm going to consider this the first triangle, and I'm going to consider this the second triangle. So short of the first would be like 77. That would go here. And then compare that to short of the second. That would be like the 21. And to finish off the proportion, I do long of the first, which would be the 11x plus 11, all right, over the long of the second, which would be 30. Say 30. 30. There you go. All right, now this proportion, you just cross multiply and solve it. And the thing you got to remember is just when you're like multiplying, like when you're doing the little cross products here to solve the equation, you actually have to distribute the 21 to both parts of this. All right, so I'm going to solve it this way first. And, you could just believe on your own that it works the second way, or I could make a second video that proves that, just in case. Just so you don't have to worry that, like, oh, what if I'm not doing the right proportion? Well, there's not just one right proportion, there's a bunch. But the thing you got to do is you got to multiply the 21 times the 11x plus 11. But be careful, don't just do 21 times the 11x. You got to do the whole denominator times this whole numerator. Say numerator. Say numerator. Numerator. Perfect. All right. And then you do the other cross product would be the 77 times this 30. So 30? The 77, that's right, times 30. 30. And just make sure you distribute this. Distribute this. Good job. Distributive property, buddy. And so I'm going to write my calculations off on the side. So if you distribute like the 21 times this 11x, that becomes a 231x. And then 21 times 11 is still 231, just that one doesn't have the x. And that's equal to whatever 77 times 30 is. And over here I calculated that. 77 times 30 is 2310. Okay, and then I can just solve for x by, just getting x by itself. Subtract 231 on both sides here. And I can actually tell right away that the answer is going to be 9 for the value of x. Yeah, the value of x. But we can just, that's because like this is 231 times 10, but I'm taking 1 away. So let's subtract 2310 minus. So if you subtract that, you get 2079. And then to finish it off, divide by 231 and you should get 9. So you get that x is equal to 9. Now, if you're just trying to solve for the value of x, you write 9, but always be careful of how the question is framed. Because let's say the question was framed, hey, solve for this unknown side. Well, yeah, it's 9, but, if for some reason they say, hey, find the value of CB, if they were asking a question like that, well, it'd be 11 times 9, because you'd plug the 9 into the x, that would be 99, and then 99 plus 11, so this 99 plus this other 11 would be 110. So, yes, the x is 9, that's the answer to that question, but if they said solve for the unknown side, you would say 110.